Welcome to Historical Painting. Today, we explore a pivotal and dramatic period in history, Russia's role in World War I. From the Slavic uprisings in the Balkans to the rise of nationalism, Russia faced numerous challenges both at home and abroad. So how did Russia, one of Europe's most powerful nations, experience such great upheaval during the war? Join us as we delve into this complex and fascinating story. In the Balkans, from the late 19th to the early 20th century, the rise of nationalism and Slavic uprisings stirred up the political situation of the entire region. For Russia, a country with close ties to the Slavic peoples, this was not only a geopolitical issue but also an opportunity to expand its influence. However, the growing conflict between the countries in the region, especially between Russia and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, made the situation extremely tense. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was assassinated in Sarajevo. This event immediately ignited the flames of conflict in Europe. Russia, as the patron of the Slavic peoples and an ally of Serbia, could not stand idly by in the face of the Austro-Hungarian threat. Just weeks after the assassination, Russia quickly held an emergency meeting with French President Raymond Poincaré to strengthen bilateral relations and prepare for the inevitable war. On July 30, 1914, Russia made a crucial decision, to mobilize its army and send troops to support Serbia, in compliance with the alliance treaty between the two countries. 5 million Russian soldiers were deployed to the border of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, ready to participate in the war. This was Russia's first step on the thorny path of World War I. To ease the pressure on its French ally, Russia decided to open a new front in East Prussia, an important area of Germany. On August 22, 1914, the Russian army entered East Prussia with the goal of advancing closer to Berlin. Although the Russian army faced many logistical difficulties, with high fighting spirit and stable supplies of food and ammunition, they advanced far into enemy territory. However, the Russian plan suffered a crushing defeat at the Battle of Tannenberg in late August 1914. The Russian Samsonov Corps, poorly coordinated and misinformed, fell into a German trap. In the battle, 30,000 Russian soldiers were killed, 90,000 were taken prisoner, and General Samsonov committed suicide after this humiliating defeat. The Battle of Tannenberg became one of Russia's greatest military disasters of World War I. Not content with defeat, Russia quickly recovered and launched a new campaign in Galicia, an Austrian-controlled territory. On September 15, 1914, Russian troops occupied Galicia and important cities such as Lemberg. Russian Cossack cavalry advanced deep into enemy territory, pushing the Austrian army back 150 kilometers. With 400,000 Austro-Hungarian soldiers killed, wounded or captured, this was one of Russia's most resounding victories in the early stages of the war. With the difficulties and losses on the battlefield continuing, in December 1915, the military and political leaders of France, Britain, Belgium, Russia and Italy held a conference at Chantilly, near Paris, to discuss ways to improve coordination between the Allied forces. The goal of the conference was to avoid wasting war resources and to optimize the strength of the warring nations, especially when facing the forces of Germany and Austria-Hungary. However, the prolonged war and heavy losses created a wave of discontent in the country. On February 23, 1917, anti-war protests broke out in Petrograd, starting the February Revolution in Russia. Instead of maintaining order, the soldiers sided with the protesters, creating a major shift in the balance of power. On March 3, 1917, the February Revolution overthrew the Tsar, marking the end of the Romanov dynasty that had lasted for more than 300 years. On March 15, 1917, under overwhelming pressure from protests and revolution, Tsar Nicholas II was forced to abdicate. The Romanov dynasty, which had ruled Russia for more than 300 years, officially ended. Nicholas II sought help from his cousin, King George V of England, seeking political asylum. However, fearing that the revolution might spread to England, George V refused to provide protection to the Tsar's family, leaving them in a tragic situation. Not stopping at the February Revolution, in October 1917, Russia continued to experience another revolution, the October Revolution. This time, the Bolsheviks under the leadership of Lenin took control of the government and put an end to the monarchy. This revolution created great upheavals in the country, completely changing the political landscape of Russia, and had a profound impact on the outcome of World War I. After the October Revolution, the Soviet government in Moscow decided to sign the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk with Germany and Austria-Hungary on March 3, 1918. This treaty marked Russia's formal withdrawal from World War I, at the cost of more than 1 million square kilometers of territory and a quarter of its population. This was a major concession to consolidate the revolutionary gains and stabilize the situation in the country. On November 11, 1918, a special train pulled into Compiègne station, where Allied Commander-in-Chief Ferdinand Foch signed an armistice with Germany, officially ending World War I. The war had radically changed the political landscape of Europe, with lasting consequences that are still felt today. For Russia, the war marked the fall of the Romanov dynasty, the birth of the Soviet regime, and major upheavals in the country's history. Thank you for watching today's video. If you find the content useful and interesting, please click like, share so your friends can learn more about history. Don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss any of our next videos. See you again in the next historical exploration journeys on the Historical Painting channel.